Thank you. Good morning, Cobb County. Good morning. My name is Makia Metzger, and I'm super excited to be here today. Thank you, Cobb Devs, for giving me this opportunity to speak with everyone. I'm not very loud. And I just want you to know that, first of all, I'm extremely thankful that we have our first Black female justice. I'm extremely excited because she is a trendsetter, and hopefully I can be a trendsetter in this race too. Again, my name is Makia Metzger. Most of you have never heard of me. And the office I'm running for is the office of Cobb County Solicitor General. This is an office that has been held by the same incumbent, who's now retiring, for 25 years. Cobb County has a unique opportunity to be heard this election cycle, to elect the person you deem for that office is the most appropriate person. Of course, I'm bidding, because I think I am. A little bit about me. My family and I have lived here, well, my husband, thanks for being here, who supports me very much, have lived in Cobb for 25 years, actually continuously, but almost 30 years, because I interrupted that to go to college in Athens, Georgia, where I got my Juris Doctor and earned my law degree. Prior to that, I attended Georgia State University, graduated summa cum laude, and prior to that, I attended Hamill High School, just right down the street. My husband's a teacher, and I tease him, he is a native son of Georgia. I'm a transient, he is not. I came to this country almost maybe 30 years ago. I was born in a little country called Sierra Leone in West Africa, a country founded for freed slaves. We have a shared history. My direct lineage, my father's ancestors were slaves in the Americas, wanting a better life. When my family came here, it was with a promise that we would be masters of our own destiny. That this time, we would make decisions to self-determine. And here in America, one of the greatest things, I think I talked about it just this morning, we have the U.S. Constitution, which is revered, respected by everybody else in the world, for one reason and one reason only. It promises equal protection for all of us under that document. Most countries don't have that. I went to law school. That's one of the reasons why I went to law school. First, we'd gone through this huge immigration process, and I felt like, wow, I need to know more. And law school called me. It called me because I knew that I could do more for my community. I have two sons, Will and Eli. I hope they're watching. Hi. And we live in Powder Springs currently. A little bit about my career. I have been a career prosecutor. And as a career prosecutor for 15 years, I have tried many types of cases. 10 years in the Fulton County Solicitor's office, and I moved on to the DA's office, where I prosecuted felonies, serious felonies like ag batteries, ag assaults. The most notable case in the DA's office, and it's notable for two reasons, and I'll tell you in a minute. One, we tried a case where we got the quickest verdict, my trial partner and I, Brad Malkin, I hope you can see me, thanks for your support. In 17 minutes, we made history in a verdict. I left my trophy behind. I was very, very embarrassed by that. Justice probably shouldn't be that fast, but we actually put up a very good case, and my trial partner was stellar. The second reason why that case is notable, the jury got it right. It was a white-collar crime case. They did their job. We made it easy because we did our job when we met the burden. The other reason we had a celebrity, the founder of Rogaine, which I had never met a celebrity, so that was kind of fun. Being a prosecutor, being a career mom of 2 sons, being a black woman, actually that's the most important thing about me. When I walk in a room, that's the first thing people see. And I can never hide that. So, identity matters. Why am I running for the office of Solicitor General? Well, let's talk about what the Solicitor General's office, what their function is in our society. They prosecute cases that actually impact lives. When we talk about gun violence, we see gun cases in the state in misdemeanor court. The early inception, discharging the firearm, you see that. We have a unique opportunity to fix that. They prosecute cases dealing with altercations between family members, strangers. We get to see people sometimes at their very worst. We also do traffic offenses, the most being your vehicular homicide in the 2nd degree through no, bad intent. It's just an accident where someone died. We see cases at the very inception where we can actually fix the problem. The only other place that I saw that was juvenile court. I also worked with kids in Atlanta. I believe the young adults, at 17, you're considered an adult, which means that we can prosecute you at 17. And we all know 17-year-olds are not very mature. We have a unique opportunity to change the trajectory of young lives. And I dare to say young black lives. My whole experience of being a prosecutor, the people who walked in the majority of them always looked like me. And I always felt a little helpless because I was the prosecutor, I was not defending them. And I always felt also a little helpless because we had rules and mandates from above. And I was never the leader. Even though I was a senior attorney, I wasn't the person creating mandates and rules. I wasn't the person in charge. I couldn't make change. I've had opportunities to make change. One of those opportunities was in the solicitor's office. Now, people always talk about, how do you define yourself as a leader? Well, I'll tell you how. You don't have to have deputy, you don't have to have leader, but you have to have heart. And you have to see a problem, and you have to step up. Which is what I did in the solicitor's office. We had pay parity issues. Solicitors were not getting paid the same as county attorneys. One of the things we had to do is do research, create metrics, work with a program called Archer Study. And I remember just coming back from maternity leave with my 2nd child, and I would, 2 minutes. Basically, we got pay parity. Moving on. Why am I running for this office? Well, I love Cobb County. I've lived in Cobb County for 25 years. My children live here. And I certainly want to make a kind of change that is transformative, that actually changes lives. Because of that, my vision is Makia Cares. Caring means collaborating with stakeholders and just having a conversation with the Douglas County, who also made history, the DA there, Dahlia Racine. We were talking about both our visions and our initiatives, about women as leaders and what we can do to make change. With Deborah Gonzalez, another DA, who actually had to sue the governor to get an election. These things happen. Collaboration is important. DAs and prosecutors throughout Georgia should collaborate, and I plan on doing that. The Georgia Justice Program had SB 288. Collaborating with them would be very vital to my job. I want you to know something. SB 288, Second Chance Desk, basically brought forth by the Georgia Justice Project for expungements left out 16 misdemeanor offenses. The only way that we can have a governor that signs bills that are expansive by having the right governor. Stacey Abrams is that governor who can come back and give us the kinds of bills that we need as prosecutors to do our job. So I'm putting a plug in for her. Obviously, I support her. Supported her the last time, and I'm going to support her this time too. Accountability. The solicitor's office needs to be more accountable to the voters. How can you do that? We need data, analytics. We need a website that is transparent. You go on that website, you want to see how many people got through the pretrial diversion, how many people succeeded. You want to see what they're doing and how. You don't need to do an open records request. You need to see it on their website. You shouldn't have to ask for it. It should be transparent. It should be accountable. You should be able to just click and get the information. They do have accountability courts. We know that mental health is one of the deepest problems in African American societies. We don't know how many people through mental health courts succeeded. We don't know how many people are African Americans, and we don't know if they even finished the programs. But we can do better. I already have stakeholders in place because I have worked in other jurisdictions where there is Medicare, there's financial sliding scale opportunities through pretrial diversions, and we can bring that to Cobb County, including peer mentoring groups. We don't have that. Another thing that we can do, rehabilitation, I think I covered some of that already, and education. Hate is back on the menu. We've seen it. Hate crimes come in the form of disorderly conduct, batteries, terroristic threats toward minorities and people with different sexual orientations. It is on the rise. We've seen it in the past 5 years. We don't have a hate crime statute or bill, but we do have hate crimes happening every day. So my proposition would be, and I have been talking with HBCU colleges who are willing to put an educational, rehabilitative position in place where we can educate people who come in performing those kinds of crimes that hurt others in our community. Finally, solutions. I don't believe in telling you something that I can't do. All my solutions will be practical. Practical solutions. Engaged communities create healthy communities. Thank you.